Hey there, my name's Jimmy, and today we're going to take a very quick look at Walking Dead All Out War. This is by Mantic Games, and this is the collector's edition from 2024. So this is a re-release of a 2016 game. It's got loads of additional content in there, which is kind of one of the reasons that I wanted to pick this up. It's got a load of events, it's got a load of item cards, and it's got the rules anthology, which is basically all of the different rules from the different expansions that they released over the years, compiled into one book. So there's loads of scenarios for you to kind of go through and interesting stuff. So it should be, have a lot of longevity in one box. And it's really reasonably priced. So I figured I'd do this quick unboxing because there wasn't really much content about this particular edition online. And then, yeah, I'll put some pieces together, I'll get it to the table, and then I'll also come back and give you a little bit of an overview of what I think of the game. So without further ado, let's have a look what's in the box. Gosh, this weighs a ton. Let's have a look what's inside. Okay, cool. There's the anthology that I mentioned. It's quite a chunky book. Loads of scenarios here in the back. Some rules of custom survivors. Large game variants, survival groups. This looks really cool. I can't wait to just take this to bed and read it. Some cool artwork as well. Give you some inspiration on how to paint the minis. So that's the anthology. This looks like it's the paper map. You can get a neoprene upgrade for this. So that's pretty cool. It shows you that actually it all takes place in a pretty compact little board, which really suits me. Here are some punch-out tokens. Oh, cool, and a measuring stick. So this is the threat meter. And I think the way that this works is that every time an event card tells you to go to increase the threat, this dial goes up. And every time that you end a round and you're in combat, the threat also goes up. And then when the threat gets high enough, the event cards will be more severe, and also there's a chance that your characters might freak out and run away, depending on essentially what their grit level is. I can't remember what the exact term for it, but this is cool. So, and the measuring stick actually shows you the sneak range, which I think is 4 inches, and the run range is 8 inches. That looks long. So I guess sneak is you don't make noise, and if you run, then basically you will make noise, which will attract the closest walker to come to you. And I guess you've just got some scatter pieces here, but I actually think, in fact I can see them, the set actually includes some 3D scatter pieces. So here are the minis. This is actually really fancy. I didn't expect them to be in a tray like this. That's really cool. I think if I end up buying any more expansions for this, I will probably end up ditching the tray and just put them in a big baggie. I'll have to kind of ask around and see if these are brittle, because if they're not, then I just prefer to just have them in a big baggie. Yeah, cool. They look really well detailed. I don't think I'm probably going to be able to show you on the camera, but they do look good. You'll have to take my word for it. So this is a walker, and then this looks like a survivor. I don't know if I can spot Rick. No. I probably should know what his pose is, but I don't. Is it Shane, Rick's friend? I can't remember. Oh, maybe that's Rick. Oh yeah, because I noticed on the front of the box, let me grab that, he's missing his hand, which is further in the story than I got to. I've only read a few of the comics a while ago, and I bounced off the TV show, but I do want to go back to the TV show, and I definitely want to finish reading the comics. And here he is wearing his kind of police outfit, and he's actually missing a hand, so yeah, I haven't actually got that far that he's handless. But yeah, this is cool. And there's some scatter pieces of terrain, which will be great to kind of decorate the environment with, and also add a load of kind of interesting gameplay, positioning, etc. So let's go down to the bottom layer, which is super heavy. So these are the character cards, for which I think there's 11. Now this is one of the things that I think is really big for the expansion, is that you can basically, buy more characters that Rick will encounter in the story. So there we've got Rick, Carl, Derek, Patrick, Sandra, Liam, Ryan, Blake, Lee, Clementine, Scott Moon, and Dale. So these are the initial 11. Now these indicate the different dice that you get at melee, shoot, and defense. And this is their health points. Ah, nerve. I called it grit earlier, but that's the stat I was thinking of. And basically each character can have a little special rule. So Rick's got blood ties. So it says if Carl Grimes is in the same group as Rick and is within his kill zone, Rick gains a red dice to his melee attacks and defense rolls. So basically his defense is currently white. So I guess if Carl, which is this character here, is basically around, then basically Rick's just basically better. No, Carl can't be I don't know who Carl is. I was thinking it can't be his son because I think his son's super young. Yeah. Anyway, so these look really cool. So you can buy more of these characters, and maybe I will need to get like one expansion or two. Okay, so this looks like the dial for the threat indicator. And here we have the event cards. So I love thematic games, like kind of dungeon crawls and things that kind of like have like emergent narrative. And then, I think scenarios are cool too. And I like the idea that, my worry with scenarios is that like it feels a little bit on rails. So when you kind of combine like a scenario with some kind of, I guess, chaos in the form of event cards, then that's kind of a perfect combo. And the fact this is the collector's edition means that you get a whole heap of these. I guess you don't use all of these in any game. I don't know, I'll have to look into that. Like maybe you filter them out by scenario or something. So they do have some indicators at the bottom. Maybe you add or remove some of those according, but there's not many with those on. But yeah, some really interesting stuff here. So feeding frenzy. So if we're at the lower threat level, then basically you would do this top one. Then you've got the medium threat and the high threat. I think it compounds. So if you're at a high threat level, you do this one, and this one. So the game, it's like kind of difficulty really does ramp up, and that's cool as well. Like I guess it starts kind of quite chill and kind of gets out of hand pretty quickly. Here, is this items? Let's have a quick look. There's so many components here. Like really like impressed with the amount of stuff you get here. Okay, so we've got, are they the same? So it looks like we've just got some stats for the walkers and armored walkers. So you could just have these at the table edge. Good indicators to like essentially little cheat sheets. So teamwork cards. So these inform your survivor group. So this is that variant that we saw in the book, I think. Maybe we saw something in the anthology just now that said about teamwork. So those are those. Campaign events. So I guess these are specific to the specific scenarios. So okay, I won't muddle the order of these. I don't know. That's important. So yeah, you've got a load of campaign cards. We've got some more event cards here. No, these have got different icons on at the top. Cool. I'll keep them separate, but I will add them to those. But they have got icons, so I can find them out again. And we've got a load of mini cards here. Okay, so there's multiple of each item. Oh no, yep, some. So I guess this will be your random draw pile to see what you find when you go salvaging. So a scythe, pretty cool, bulky sharp. That's white to melee attacks. A bear trap. Oh, that's just an incident. Okay, so you don't actually find a bear trap, like it finds you. So basically, search and survivor immediately takes 1 wound. Roll a black dice. On a shield, there is no further effect. On blank, the survivor screams and causes noise. Noise. So that would mean a walker would charge towards you. So the cool thing is that you can basically sneak around and not make any noise. Okay, so these are supplies that we just went through. Then here we have objectives. So cool. Are these like? Okay, so these are like special items. Then we have veteran skills. And then we got skills. This is awesome. There's loads of stuff to dive into. I'm not going to go through all of this, but we've got veteran skills there. Should I open these? I'll very quickly open these. I feel like I don't want this to be going through loads of cards, but there's just so many we'll quickly have a little look at these. Okay, so these are all equipment. So meds, riot baton, riot gear, Cuban cigar, 1 use, discard to reroll any 1 dice from a ranged attack roll. Okay, meds, nice. A megaphone. Must be equipped to use. Use the megaphone as an action to allow another survivor within 10 inches to get an action. That's it. Cool. Basically shouting. Oh, it creates noise. I was going to say. So yeah, you can sneak and not make any noise and kind of be quite stealthy, or you can, I guess, run and create noise and do actions like the megaphone. But if you actually fire a weapon, it creates something called mayhem, which basically attracts all walkers within a 10-inch range to come charging towards the source of noise, which obviously can be quite devastating. There's loads around you. And you could kind of use it to your advantage. Like, for instance, if you throw a grenade, that creates mayhem where it lands. But you actually have to make a roll, and if you don't roll well, then the grenade won't land where you expect. So lots of kind of like fun things that could happen. Here we've got horse. So maybe 12 inches, gosh. That must be like pretty much the whole map. But always causes noise. May traverse scenery with no penalty. Whoa, so you like jump cars and stuff. But may not climb or enter buildings. Cool. That looks awesome. Okay, loads of items there. So awesome. More equipment. I'm not going to open these because there's loads more, and it's just more equipment, which is great to have in terms of variability and longevity of the game, but we don't need to go through it now. These are very cool. These are basically, I guess, like scatter terrain pieces. Like, it's like a crumpled van. Or is that, yeah, like a police car kind of thing. There's some more pieces of scatter terrain here. So I guess you could kind of make quite a cool scene with these vehicles. And then here, last but not least, we have a load of dice. I'll just check there. There's more stuff under here. Gosh, there's loads. And here are the dice. So I think, oh, the white dice look pretty good. Maybe the red dice are the worst. I don't know. Have to check that. Yeah, maybe red dice are the worst. White dice are the middle. Then I think the blue dice is the best one. And I think this yellow dice is what happens when someone starts to panic. So I don't know what the symbols mean, but they might lose an activation. I think there's one mode where they kind of go crazy and kind of have like a really great turn. And I think this is like the kind of the coin flip dice, so I think it's kind of a 50-50. I don't think I'm going to be able to get... Oh no, there we go. Let's see. So yeah, there's... Whoa. There's 3 sides, and this, yeah, so it's a coin flip. So basically, 50-50 chance you'll get a shield. Oh, there's quite a lot of blanks on the reds. Yeah, the reds are definitely the worst. And then on this yellow one. So yeah, I don't know what this means. We'll have to have a look at that. Maybe that's just run away. Maybe that's go berserk. But yeah, cool. So that is a quick look inside The Walking Dead All-Out War 2024 Collector's Edition. Mega impressed. There's loads here. It's really reasonably priced, especially as I just picked it up and it's on sale. So yeah, next time I will basically have got a bit of paint onto some of these figures, had a few games, and I will give you my overall thoughts. Cool. Cheers.